So the first thing is food safety hazards. What are food safety hazards? By definition, it is a food safety hazard refers to any agent with the potential to cause adverse health consequences for consumers. Giving common example is that if you are walking, if you're walking through a road, so if someone meets with an accident, so by hitting with a car, so the potential to cause the any of the health effect related to it is called as hazard. It will be like whether the man or the woman hit by the car will be injured, severely injured, minorly injured, or nothing will happen, or this will be the three cases. So the potential threats, or what will be the potential cause related to the what will be the potential outcome, I would say, related to the consequence which has occurred, and that is known as hazard. So in common food language also, if we take any example, if suppose someone consumes food which is infected or is intoxicated with the bacterial toxins, so so here the hazard is that what adverse health effects will it cause to the consumer or the person who has consumed the food, whether he or she will be fine, or whether he or she will get food poisoning, or he or she will get food intoxication, and what will be the consequences of that: high fever, diarrhea, vomiting, etc. So this is what is known as hazard. And hazard, it is classified into for now into classif it is classified into five major factors. So first is physical, chemical, biological, allergens, and psychosocial. So these are one of the five food safety hazards which would cause which would may or may not cause adverse health effects, I would say. So first, to start with, is the biological hazard. So the biological hazard, as the slide mentions, is it is caused due to bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. So anything which is related to microbiome, what we call is microbes, is known as biological hazard. So some of the examples, like if we take a common the biological bacterial intoxication, which is caused, like we got the foodborne intoxication due to Bacillus cereus, we got Campylobacter jejuni, so Clostridium botulinum, Escherichia coli. So these are the examples which cause adverse health effects, or we may say that bacterial foodborne intoxication to the consumer. So these are the examples of bacteria. We have fungi also, fungal toxins, like we got mycotoxin, etc. So this was all about the biological hazards. So this is, I have mentioned that what types of pathogens or spoilage organisms. There are two types, and then the pathogens are here sub-classified into bacteria, viruses, parasite, fungi, and which may lead to foodborne illnesses. And somewhat other factors which we may consider, like it may not cause an health hazard to much extent, but it may lead to spoilage of the food commodity, like it may the food commodity may get unpleasant smell or taste, which is not its characteristic. For example, the milk getting sour is one of the example, like the milk taste with the taste of the milk is sweet, somewhat like it is sweeter. But if we consider spoilage, if there is a spoilage causing organism, then food may turn into sour, the taste may turn into sour. So this is the example of spoilage organism. Next coming is the chemical hazards. So chemical hazards are many. Like if you start from detergents, the detergents used for the cleaning of equipments and containers which are used to keep the food or used to process the food. The sanitizers also, pesticides. Talking about pesticides, we can take an example of pesticide residue. The how pesticides are affecting the food quality, or the food quality, or how they are becoming a hazard during during the cultivation of the crops or fruits and vegetables. farmers try to farmers spray pesticides on it, but the thing is that when this pesticidal dose exceeds the best or the optimum limit, the pesticides remain on the crop, and they turn into a residue. So these residues are they are deposited in the food, and then when the consumer or when the human, he or she eats that food, gets indirectly he or she eats the pesticides also, and due to which, as pesticides are, they are chemically based and they are not good for health. There is a adverse health effect, and prolonged health effect may also lead to cancer. So this is the reason why there are many nowadays there are many cases of cancer, and one of the main reasons is consuming of the fruits and vegetables or the crops which are rich in pesticides, or we can say that it has got a huge amount of the pesticidal residues. And also some of the toxins which are commonly released by the plants itself and the medications used in it. So these are the chemical hazards. So natural compounds, as I mentioned, is the toxins from shellfishes, toxins from plants. So these are the common toxins which are released by the food itself. So these are the examples of the natural compounds. Like the if we take example of shellfish, the shellfish poisoning syndromes are like the people get paralytic, there is a diarrhea or neurotoxic. So this is one of the reasons why the shellfishes should be consumed very cautiously. Man-made chemicals are xenobiotics. So first of all is I would like to tell you that what is xenobiotics, or what is the meaning of xenobiotics. So xenobiotic is one of the chemical substance that are not present in our body or in the human body, and they come through one of the any of the sources which the human consumes, like plant drugs, or as I earlier said, the pesticides, food additives which are present in the food. So these are the xenobiotics which externally come into the human body. Next is the agricultural residue and the heavy metals, you all know. So coming towards the physical hazards, you name it and you will get number of examples of that, like metal shaving cans, wood, fingernails, hairs. One can blindly tell like what are the physical hazards. So, but then also the physical hazards are those hazards which come into the food in a physical nature, like some hazards or addition of bangles, staples, some glass, jewelry, the hairs of the food handler, nails, etc. These are the physical hazards. So physical hazards, like natural, as I told, it can be classified as flies or insects which come, or the hairs, the stones or debris of the pest, or we can also say the debris of the if someone is treating your wheat is turned into flour. So the broken grains or husk of the wheat, these are the natural physical hazards. And accidental is many things. Any jewelry part, if someone is wearing a jewelry, say as one food handler is wearing a ring in his hand, and accidentally it gets into the food product. So this is one of the examples of accidental physical hazards, and here I have mentioned some of them. Allergens, like I will first of all I will tell you like what are the allergens. So allergens are the compound. So the compounds which lead to allergy, or which lead to some of the consequential effects or after eating that. Many people are we can the other word we can say is the antigen most often eaten or inhaled, and that is recognized by human system, and it causes an allergic reaction. Common examples: dust, pollens. Many people are allergic to dust. We The moment they inhale the dust, they start sneezing. So this is example of allergens. And likewise, there are various examples in food also, which lead to allergens. And some of the examples I have mentioned here, like peanuts, fishes, shellfish is one of the examples, mustard. So people are prone to allergens. It is not that all people, suppose someone eats cereals. We take example of cereals containing gluten. Nowadays, there are many people who are gluten intolerant. They start getting some of the other disorders after consuming any of the gluten rich compounds. Like they start getting tired, they get gases, they feel their stomach is bloated. So this is one of the examples of cereals containing gluten, and like they are allergic to it. There are some people who are also lactose intolerant. They are allergic to milk. So these are the examples of allergens. Now, one of the major, or we can't say major hazard, but this is considered as a hazard by some group of people, like psychosocial hazard. So psychosocial is the hazard, or is a thing, or is a process. It is a state, it is a mental state. For example, actually these things don't affect the food or don't change the characteristic of the food, but there are some mental beliefs of the people who eat that, like this is not best or this is not better for this commodity. But if we speak technically, if we speak scientifically, there is no harm in the to the food, or there is no change in characteristic of the food due to this thing. It is just the mental state of the people. For example, is lard, that is fat from pigs. It is added to the some of the fats, but it does not change the characteristic of the food or that particular food. But the thing is that India is a first of all, India is a very good country. India has got rich culture into it. Every religion has got its important values and important cultures, and they are to be respected. But the thing is that sometimes it is not accepted by any of the community or any of the religion. It is not wrong. These are the traditions and these are meant to be followed. But the thing is that these, for example, fat from pigs. So it is not harmful to any of the human body, but it is not accepted at some extent, or it is not accepted by someone. So this is the psychosocial hazard. Like method of animal sacrifice, there is a very jhatka method or halal method. Some follow halal method, some follow jhatka method. Some think that jhatka is not good and something halal is not good. But scientifically speaking, these methods like halal, if you take example, it is widely followed in many in entire part of the world, like due to which there is a good blood flow. The blood comes out of the out of the meat or the chicken, and the entire blood we can remove due to it. So this is the scientific reason for using halal. But somewhat at some extent, or some of the people, they don't accept halal as one of the methods for the animal sacrifice. Instead, they prefer jhatka method. So this is one of the examples you can say through to like any of the method is good. Some needs to follow jhatka, some need then they follow halal. But there is no change in the food characteristic if you follow any of the system. So this is one of the other example of psychosocial. Like it does not harm the main characteristic value of the food. Instead, it is a mental health or the mental belief of the people which is followed, and due to which it leads to they feel like this is an hazard to the food commodity. So this is called psychosocial hazard. So that's all, friends. This was all about the hazards. I hope you liked the session, and if you have liked the session, please if you share it, subscribe it, do like the video, and share it maximum so that we can come up with more and more such informational videos. Thank you.